Hi everyone, Suzanne Davis here, author of The Appointed Hour, university professor, and creator of the YouTube channel, How to Create a Writer's Life. Welcome. This week I'd like to talk to you about how to create the kind of materials and platform that you need to be able to market your book. Now you may still be 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years away from publishing your book. And if that's the case, this is good news because the kind of work that you need to do to get ready for the book's publication requires some preparation. Now, if you have a book that's coming out very soon, it's still never too late to be prepared with the kinds of materials that you will need. A few weeks ago, I did an interview with an independent bookstore owner, and that interview is also posted here on the channel. You might want to take a look at it, and she spoke about how important it is for authors to be ready to be good partners in the marketing of their books. So there are several things that one should and can be ready to do to be able to market the book. First, you want to talk to your publisher and find out what are they able to do for you. Big presses used to have a much bigger budgets for marketing than they do now. So a lot of this, even if you're being published with a large press, would still be on your shoulders. More of it will be on your shoulders if you're published by a small independent press, or of course if you're self-published. So know what your publisher can do for you. And secondly, start to create some excitement, some book talk, some buzz about your book. And the way that you do this is by joining some writer affiliated events and organizations. Start to create some authentic relationships where you can advance the interest of other authors' projects and build a connection so that then when your book is ready to come out, those sites or places where you can share the news about your book coming out and perhaps have some support for readings or giving testimonies or blurbs for your book. So, and then the third thing, very importantly, is start to create your author's platform and your presence. A website, number one, really important. So if you don't yet have a website, it's time. You can do this very reasonably and free on WordPress. There are other sites that you can use. Get some interesting photos, start to put up little bits and pieces of your work, include a blog page so that in real time you can be sharing some of your ideas, communicating with an online audience, starting to create a group of people who are waiting for your words, because they will be if you speak authentically, if you speak clearly, if you are consistent in getting your words, your message out there. You will start to develop a following. And so you want to have a website first and foremost. You will also really need to have a social media presence. There are some writers who are just against social media, and by the sheer power of their words, create their audience through the sales of their books. And I think that's really wonderful. Unfortunately, not going to work for everybody. And so having a social media presence is a reality of life in our time and communicating with people. So that's going to be a whole video in and of itself, is how to navigate social media, what kind of messages to put where. But if you have a Facebook page, if you use Instagram, if you use Twitter, you can start to think about how the things that you value or the messages that are part of what you're writing can find their way onto social media so that you are building an authentic identity with an online community. As you move further along and get closer to the point where you'll be ready to publish the book, you want to also have a press kit. So a press kit will include a press release, your bio. That should be on your website anyway, so go ahead and craft your bio. Try to keep it to 200 words, the most important things, an interesting fact, because people like to see the humanity of the writers that they're reading. And so go ahead and share a little bit of yourself that way, but don't let it overpower the bio. The bio should be pretty professional. And also a reader's guide. So even as you're writing, you might start thinking about what kind of questions would be really interesting for book clubs or for readers to consider. Jot those down and just keep them so that once you're ready to publish the book, you can create a reader's guide and use it as a PDF. You can put it on your website. You can give it to your publisher, although if you're working with a larger press, maybe they will come up with the reader's guide, although they might ask for your input. It's always good to be proactive. So depending where you are in the process of getting ready to publish, depends on how much of this stuff you need to have ready. But I would say first and foremost, a website and beginning to create your author's presence. If you find that one particular aspect of this video is something you'd like to hear more about, please feel free to comment or send me a question. If you've liked this video, I really appreciate it. If you share, let other people know about it, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, have a good week.